Hello YouTube, it's me, Shimcow, doing a live commentary with my brother, Kritzcow. I'm going to be talking about an embarrassing moment that I had um, when I tried out for band auditions for the high school. But to start things, or before we start the topic, the gameplay that you're watching, it might be laggy. Yes, it might be laggy because of I don't know, some reason. But we're trying to fix it, and whatever. But start the topic. Um, I was trying out for high school band like last week, and in 8th grade, like in the band I played this year, I played the baritone sax, which is like if you don't like do band, the baritone sax is like if a tuba and an alto saxophone had a baby, it would be a baritone saxophone or something close to that. Anyways, um, yeah, I played that, and when I tried out for the high school band, I played the alto sax, and they're basically the same thing except the alto sax is higher. You have to play a higher pitch, and I'm not used to that because whenever I play the baritone, I usually just blow air through the thing and a good sound comes out. So I'm like, okay, cool. But whenever I play the alto, you have to have a tight embouchure, and that's like the embouchure makes it sound good, or it makes you play higher if you want to, or it makes the instrument sharp or flat, whatever. Um, yeah, I had to have a tighter embouchure, and whenever I played it, like whenever I played the alto, it was just I'm not used to it. That's basically it. And we got our like music a few weeks, like 3 weeks before the audition, and honestly, like in all honesty, I'll make a bunch of excuses, but reality is I just didn't practice. That's basically it. There's nothing else to it. I just didn't practice. But I do this a lot. Like a week before, we had 1 week before the auditions, and these auditions like drive me up the wall. Like I get really nervous and stressful because I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna make a fool of myself. I don't want to do that. But luckily, it was a blind audition. You just walked in there, you played your music, you didn't see who was watching you. No one listened to you. Anyways, but like I said, a week before we had a week before we had auditions, I was kind of like, okay, I'm kind of nervous right now, and I don't want to look like a fool, so I'm gonna try something. I got my music out. I like did a bunch of highlights to say, okay, this note is sharp or this note is flat. Anyways, fast forward a week, I have 2 days until auditions. This is like crunch time. I'm like writing everything down. I'm just like this. I actually practiced. I was like getting notes down and all this stuff, and I was like, I might suck horribly, but still, I won't be that bad. I mean, there's probably someone that's gonna be worse than me, like my brother. Um, anyways, it was the day of the auditions, and I was like really nervous. I got there. We get out at school at 4 o'clock, and the high school is like right next door to us, so I could just walk over there. And auditions started at 4 as well, so I walked over there, and there was none of the kids from my school were there. There was like yeah, it was just me and my brother, and there were a bunch of band kids like telling us what to do. They're like, okay, sign here, and you'll play as letter blank. You need to go in there and play. And my brother, being the person he is, he got there before me, and he signed his name like almost last, so he would have to perform last, so he had more time to practice. And there were no other spots because there were some kids that had signed up before me, and like one of the only spots that was open, it was the second spot, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you serious? I'm like, you know what? I don't even care. I'm gonna bomb it anyways. Later, I got switched to like, eighth because I wasn't ready. Because I'm like, can I have more time? They're like, sure. Anyways, I was like the second person up. Like, I was really nervous, and they said, hey, you can go in this band room and you can practice your music because you know everyone's kind of shy because we were all like before we were all just in a big like we were just in a band room and we were all kind of shy. We're like, well, I don't want to play in like front of these kids because you know what if they judge me and make me look like you know like think poorly of me. So no, so I would just kind of finger their scales and whatnot. Anyways, I went in the band room. I was by myself and I was practicing and with my I can't say luck, but I got in there and whenever I tried to play the chromatic scale, which is like all of my notes, whenever I got to the high notes, it wouldn't play. It would just be like a flat, like like a regular low note. And I was like, oh my gosh, you serious? So, anyways, this guy he's like, hey, you have like 30 seconds, and he's like, you know, say your prayers. I'm like, oh okay. And then before I knew it, he was like, okay, you're up. And I'm like, oh, jeez. I was shaking. I was nervous, and it was like, it was really scary for me. I hate doing just auditions. It just drives me crazy. I walked in there, and they're like, letter F, hello, how are you? Okay, right in front of you is a stand, and it has the scales you're going to play, your chromatic scale, your two other scales, and then you're going to play Etude 1, or part of Etude 1 and part of Etude 2, which is like, it's just kind of like little bits of music. And I was really nervous, and I was just like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So I pulled out my scale sheet. The first scale was, it was like, I practiced a little bit before, but I didn't do that well. I kind of just like winged it. It was like a bunch, it wasn't that good. Anyways, the next scale was it was like a basic scale. It was a scale that like, if you couldn't play this correctly, you were kind of like last chair. And actually, I knew that scale, but since I was playing a different type of instrument, or a different like range instrument, I sucked at it. It was like horrible. I was like, oh my gosh, I look like an idiot. Then I played chromatic. That was actually okay. And then it got to the music, and I was nervous and under pressure. I'm like horrible. And there was like one lady sitting there watching me to make sure I like, I don't know. She was just there to like let the next person come in. It was just like, anyways, she saw me and I was just like shaking. I was like, it looked like I was Jack from Titanic, just sitting there like, oh, please help me or something like that. And I got to the music, and for some reason they had another piece of music on the stand of like if you didn't have your own music, and for some reason I used that piece of music instead of the music I had like marked and written my stuff down, and I would have done better, but I froze. I like choked like the Rockets. I choked like the Rockets, and I used the blank piece of paper, and I screwed up. It got to the point where it sounded like I was like retarded, and I was just playing notes on this this piece of thing that looks like it's gold. I was just like blah, 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 and it just sounded really stupid. And I just got out. When I finished, I just got out of the room and just walked away and just like cried 1,000 rivers. And then my brother played, and I didn't feel so bad. But that was the end of it. And it was like, I just felt really good after it. I mean, not because I was it was just because I was done playing. But yeah, that's my kind of embarrassing story of me playing the saxophone and how I'm horrible at it. But anyways, that's the end of the video, or that's the end of the topic. Some updates, I guess. It's almost summer. We have this week of school, then we have next week of school, and then that's it for us. And I guess we're going to try to upload more videos, I guess, because, you know, we have more time to do whatever we want. But I might be switching, or no, I'm probably not going to switch, but I'm interested in Counter-Strike Global Offense, because that game looks like all my friends play it, so I thought, well, I guess I'll play it. But yeah, also, if you're a Team Fortress 2 player, which my brother's playing right now, I got a thing called the Whoar. and it's not a big deal to some people, but it's like my dream hat, and I paid a lot for it, like almost my entire inventory. But yeah, I got it, and I'm really happy right now. But that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you want to see more videos, subscribe, I guess. Leave a comment about what you thought about the video, because it gives us, or give us topics to talk about, because it's just good information to talk about, whatever. But thanks for watching, and have a good one, guys.